Hello, good morning. It is Friday and we have some things to talk about. Lots of things of happening as we head into the weekend and next week, which is a holiday week. I've been talking about a couple of things that you need to be mindful of and a couple of things that you need to keep on your radar going into next week. If you do have some things happening this weekend, doesn't look too bad across the region. So I'm going to briefly talk about the regional forecast for the next 3 days, and then I'm really going to focus on next week's system because it looks like it will have some impact. So we're going to talk about what we know and what we don't know with this system that's coming in next week. First off, though, here's a look outside. This is over at the Mackinac Bridge this morning. Cloudy skies there, but a different story elsewhere as we're kicking it off with some clear skies in the central UP towards the east also. So not a bad start to the day. There might be a couple of slick spots out there from the rain that we had yesterday, but all in all, not bad. And we're expecting some clouds to mix in with some sunshine throughout the day. A couple of flurries could be possible across the east end of the UP this morning. But a brief preview of the weekend, relatively quiet. There is a small front that comes through tomorrow, and it could bring in a little bit of a mix for the eastern UP in the afternoon. It's just quickly skirts on by, so it doesn't look like it'll be a big impact. Overall, a mild weekend as we remain above normal all the way through next Tuesday before a big change happens. Let's go through the hour by hour for today. So a few flurries in the eastern UP. There is a northwest wind. You will notice it might be a little bit more breezy today near Lake Superior as compared to recent days. This evening, not bad. Going into Saturday, a southwest wind, occasional breeze near Lake Superior, gusts of 25 plus miles per hour there. Otherwise, not bad in the south. There's the front that I'm talking about. Could bring in a little mix in the east. You can see that this basically skirts right along the shoreline of Lake Superior tomorrow afternoon. That's 3:30. This is the evening. Now, once that passes through, as I mentioned, not a huge impact with that. Sunday is shaping up to be relatively quiet as well, with dry conditions still continuing and a southwest wind. Here's a regional view of what it looks like for traveling across the eastern half of the nation. So some of you might have travel plans to get to Illinois, or maybe you're traveling to Indiana or Ohio or somewhere in just to the northwest in Wisconsin. I wanted to make sure that you kind of had a visual of what that looks like if you are doing that in the next 3 days this weekend. But otherwise, I already just covered the UP, and here's a look at that hour by hour for the region. This is today. There's a system that's bringing in rain from Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, the Ohio River Valley throughout the day, and then that pushes to the eastern coast by tomorrow morning, and then it moves offshore by the afternoon. Overall, Saturday throughout the day, conditions from north to south look relatively good for traveling. Relatively good on Sunday as well. There looks like there's a disturbance with some rain and thunderstorms in the southern plains from Texas to Oklahoma by the time Monday rolls around. All right, so now we're going to skip ahead and we're going to focus on next week because, it's a very tricky week, and a lot of folks will be traveling for the holiday on Thanksgiving. Monday looks good, but I've actually been briefly talking about this for the past couple of days as a system could bring in some dicey conditions at times. So here's what we know right now. We're expecting some rain on Tuesday, and then eventually we're going to get some snow. It starts Tuesday and it goes through Thanksgiving. Widespread rain on Tuesday, lake effect snow Wednesday through Thursday. Okay, it's this area of low pressure right now. It looks like it'll be passing right across the UP, the center of the low, and then traveling north and northeast up into Ontario. However, there's still some model inconsistency, and so the exact track and the timing and the amounts of precipitation is still not known right now. But by the end of the weekend, we'll have a way better grasp of that as more model data comes in over the next couple of days. So those are the things you need to know. And I wanted to show you kind of what that looks like right now. Again, this will change and adjust, but right now, this is where we're sitting at with widespread rain across Wisconsin, the state of Michigan, Illinois, and Indiana on Tuesday, starting in the morning through the afternoon. That main swath pushes east by Tuesday evening. More rain continues Tuesday night for the lower peninsula, and then colder air comes in by Wednesday. So you'll notice a transition to lake effect snow. This is predominantly for our northwest wind belt locations. You know who you are. Gogebic, Ontonagon, northern Houghton, Keweenaw counties, depending occasionally Baraga, western Marquette County, eastern Marquette County, as well as Alger, especially Alger, northern Schoolcraft, and Lewes. But I'm also showing you this so you can see that there's also the potential of lake effect snow off of Lake Michigan for the northern lower. So if you're traveling south of the bridge and you're doing it Wednesday morning, you could be driving into some lake effect snow bands. Looks like there's going to be rain for the central and the eastern counties of the lower peninsula at that point in time. By Wednesday evening, we're still continuing with the lake effect snow in those same locations, but dry weather for Wisconsin and areas more south in the lower peninsula. Thursday morning, starting off the same way. So travel Wednesday and on Thanksgiving could be a little bit slippery and snowy. Not exactly clear right now on snowfall amounts, but know that you should be taking precautions, right? This is Thursday evening, also some similar conditions. And I've actually gone ahead and looked a little bit farther out with this system. It kind of looks like we're going to continue with the lake effect snow on Black Friday and potentially going into the weekend next Saturday and next Sunday. But I mean, this point, that's like 7 to 10 days out, right? There's always changes. But that's where we're sitting at. So, make sure that you have our TV6 First Alert weather app downloaded onto your cell phone. Our First Alert weather team will be keeping you up to date on the evolution of the system. We'll be sending out video updates multiple times a day as we head into the big holiday. And then I kind of wanted to go a little bit past the next 7 days. And I wanted to show you that there is a high probability of below normal temperatures to end November. This is the Climate Prediction Center temperature outlook probability for about 6 to 10 days out. And they updated it yesterday. And it looks like we're getting back to winter weather right for Thanksgiving and even, in fact, continuing to start off December. So here's December 4th. Overall, the month of December right now is expected to be slightly below normal in the northern plains, the upper Midwest, including the Great Lakes. It looks like the probability for below normal temperatures for December as a whole kind of lies right around 20% to about 30% probability of that being the trend for the month of December. So yeah, that's good news. That is good news for our snow lovers, right? Getting back to winter weather here after basically next Tuesday. So yeah, that's what's happening. Hopefully, you are kicking off your day and everything is looking good for you. Make sure that, you take a little extra time to do a little self-care because this time of year gets super busy with all of the expectations of the holidays and making sure everything is right, or even, just volunteering or running errands, all of those things, right? Make sure you take a little extra time for yourself and give back to yourself in this busy time of year. So I just want to make sure you're updated on the big things headed your way. That does it for me. You can expect another TV6 First Alert Weather Extra on Monday. And I will be with you Monday all the way through Thanksgiving, making sure that you have the latest on what's happening. So have a really great weekend.